Is the line ready? The line is ready. Ready on the right. Ready on the left. All ready on the firing line.
I'm Dan Arnold, and my distinguished badge number is 1202. I got my first leg points at Marshall, Missouri in July of 1995. My hometown is Norman, Oklahoma, and I'm an auditor for the state of Oklahoma. In the AR, and I had been a match rifle shooter prior to that with a bolt gun. Had already made high master, and one day I picked up an AR that a buddy had and discovered that I kind of liked shooting it. So I thought going after points would be interesting, and did it for a year or so. Everything finally clicked. I picked up my first 10 points in Marshall, and then in September of '95 I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana. Came in first there, got another 10 points. Words of wisdom on relaxing at a leg match. I just think they're fun. And then we rolled around into 1996, and in April at my home range in Oklahoma City, we had a leg match there after our regional. It was really crummy weather, cold, mist and rain, because it's the ultimate test. Not only do you have to know your equipment, your load, but you have to know how it performs in the wind. So everything's on you. With no sighters, it's an incredible test. It's one I don't think you can do anywhere else. That's what makes it fun. We only had about 12 shooters, 10 of which were non-distinguished, and I came in third, but I was the first non-distinguished shooter. So I picked up another 10 points, and I was done.
Roger Seapaw.
Roger Seapaw. Are you going to wait around here all day?
Yep.
I think if you're on the Oklahoma Service Rifle team, you probably have to be able to tolerate a certain number of characters. There's one or two that probably everyone at Camp Perry knows.
Just for the record, there are no characters on the Oklahoma Rifle team.
We have a really good coach. He's a former All-National Guard team coach, Pat Morris. Really one of the best wind readers I've ever seen. It's a real joy to shoot for him. My dad taught me to shoot, just informally, cans, clay pigeons, some paper targets. But I don't think I really learned anything about position shooting until I got to college. When I was at the University of Oklahoma, I noticed that they had a ROTC program, and I thought, well, Army should have a range, should have guns, maybe they've got a shooting team. So I went in and inquired, and they did, and it was open to everyone that went to the university. So that's kind of how I broke into doing competition shooting. Was on the small bore range there at OU.
The second place was Dan Arnold with a 782 with 20, and Dan also was the second high master setting, and the second high master at 600.
Yeah, I enjoy hunting. Also, my son is picking it up now. He's enjoying hunting as well. I do collect a lot of military rifles, some sporting rifles that interest me, but mainly military guns.
Actually, watered up. This stuff watered up.
It's been an interesting hobby, getting to see what other people were using at different times in history. My first trip to Camp Perry was in 1991. I went as a quasi-team member on the Oklahoma team. They were shooting M14s at the time, and I'd done some work with one. I really went there for the national championship. I took a bolt rifle with me, so I spent the full 2 weeks kind of playing with the M14, getting beat up by it a little bit, and then the second week, of course, during the championship. Stayed in the huts, actually not with the Oklahoma team. I was kind of the odd guy out. Since the huts accommodate 4, we weren't in a multiple of 4 at that point, and I roomed with some guys from North Carolina. So we kind of educated each other. I found out what a Tar Heel was, and they found out what a Sooner was. And I spent way too much money on commercial rug. And in my family, we've got my wife Janine, my son Patrick, and then we've got 2 boxers. But I've got 3 or 4 Durands. My distinguished badge is in a shadow box. Actually, I've got the 3 medals that I won, my 2 golds and my bronze, because I was third in the match, but first non-distinguished. So I've got all 3 of those with my distinguished rifleman's badge, all in a nice little shadow box in my office. My name's Dan Arnold. I live in Norman, Oklahoma. My score today was 488 with 16 exits.
First place. You're already distinguished.
I'm Dan Arnold, and I'm proud to be an Oklahoma rifle team member and also a distinguished rifleman.
Ready. Ready on the right. Ready on the left.
Watch this guy with
All ready on the firing line.